Welcome back to another podcast. This is Jen, Whoop with Jen, and today I am on site at one of the most incredible facilities I've had the pleasure of visiting several times here in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. I am with a lovely, beautiful person inside and out, Chasidy Gray, who is the executive director of a place called Cortney's Place. And this is probably one of my most favorite organizations. I donate my personal money to this charity, and I'm so grateful to be here so that we can spread the word about what an amazing organization this is. So Chasidy, thank you for your time today. We're meeting after your workday, so you continue to give and give and give.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks so much for coming in here today.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here, and I'm happy to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. So I think for people who aren't familiar with Cortney's Place, why don't you share a little bit about, it's obviously a day program for adults with special needs, but it's really much more than that. So if you don't mind, sharing a little bit more about Cortney's Place,
Okay,
that'd be
absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah, we're a day program for adults once you reach either 18 or age 22 and timing out of high school. The options typically are to go to a work transition program, a day program, or if the family chooses otherwise. About 12 years ago, when the Carpenters, Jim and Cindy Carpenter, their daughter Cortney was getting ready to graduate from high school. And they started looking at programs. Cindy did with her support coordinator from DDD. And she didn't like what she saw, to say the least, and looked and looked and looked and looked, and came home. And I think it's fair to say, she was upset, sad, worried, didn't know what would be next for Cortney. After so many great years in the Scottsdale School District, Cortney needed to keep going forward with her life skills, with her friendships, socialization, just everything she's had all these years, and they couldn't find anything within the realm of what they wanted for Cortney.
I'm not surprised by that, because I think when Cindy told me about it, it was almost as if going to like a really scary hospital.
Yeah, I can't speak directly for Cindy. I know how it was. I can say for myself, when I came here 7 years ago, I walked into Cortney's Place and was just in awe, and thought, this has got to be the greatest thing ever.
It is the greatest thing ever when you walk in. It's the happiest and shiniest place I've ever been.
But 7 years ago, I thought that this is what adults with special needs or intellectual and developmental disabilities had the opportunity to do once they graduated high school. And, immediately when I started, the first thing Cindy did was said, you need to go visit other programs. Okay, great. I drove home crying that day. Yeah, one of the programs I went to was just a big warehouse. There wasn't a pleasant smell, and their calendar was cutting coupons, and nobody was cutting coupons. I can understand cutting coupons, life skill to go with it, grocery shopping, money. Nobody was doing anything. It was just a lot of wheelchairs lined up against walls, and I don't think everyday program in Arizona is like that. But many are.
Well, I picked up my daughter at a summer day program one year, and they were just sitting in front of the TV. And I'm like, that's not constructive. That's not,
I think glorified babysitting.
It is.
That you hope everyone's safe.
And they almost left her on a field trip. Like...
If you're not, I saw that on the news a couple weeks ago, a DTA that left someone, I think it was a 16-year-old young man with autism, and he was left on their van. I'm assuming he was transported in from home, I think for about 3 hours. How does that happen?
And it's, as a parent, you're so fearful of anything happening to your kid, and you have to have trust and faith that these programs are going to, be beneficial, and that your child, adult or young, would be safe, and so that we can go to work and not worry, and or just have a break.
Yeah, I think, for me personally, one of our biggest goals in here is not just, and we'll talk about our curriculum, our program offerings, our outings, everything internal we have, but it's that our families feel good, and they know that their son or daughter, brother, sister, niece, nephew, whomever's here is safe and cared for and loved, and that they can take those 40 hours and hopefully get done what they need to get done, because their lives aren't, your life is not like my life. Right. My son's 23. He doesn't live with me anymore. He's successful. Hopefully one day he's going to get married and give me grandchildren. I don't know. But our parents here, their children are going to stay home with them as long as they can, or until we, as Courtney's Place, come up with that next, our next grand step of building group homes, hopefully. So we hope that I hope that the parents have that peace of mind, and they love when they drop their kids off, or their sister and their brother, and they have a great day.
Well, I mean, I came here at 4, and that was when the students were being released.
Yeah.
And all the girls were smiling at me and wanted to find out why I was here. And I was just, I just thought there was so much happiness, and they just looked like they just had such a great day and that are excited to come back tomorrow. And what a wonderful feeling that must be if you're picking your, student up and they have this huge smile plastered on their face. So, I mean, I wish I obviously can't take video for privacy purposes and whatnot, but oh my gosh, that just made my day walking in.
They do. I tell people all the time, once you've been here to tour and we know you, come and visit. And if somebody's having a bad day, really come visit us, because your day is going to turn around. And today you got to see everybody. Everyone had a great day, but one of the difficulties here during summer is the heat. And so we're 58% wheelchairs, which is it's a heavy job for the staff.
That's a
and so
big job.
It's important who we have as staff. But when you look at the heat in Arizona, a black wheelchair outside to get onto a great big van, and even if it's driven around the block for 20 minutes to cool down, it's just we risk the heat exposure, the dehydration, heat exhaustion. And so today they couldn't go anywhere. Well, we have this great facility, so we can't act like poor them. I mean, they had a great day, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we're doing. They love it here. They love their friends. They love the staff. They love their days. A lot of students call it their college.
I love that.
I'd like to see that we are their college.
What amount of pride they must have. I go to college too.
Yeah.
Courtney's Place is going to have to come up with some diplomas.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what about some of the programs? What can someone expect to do when they're here during the day?
We're full time, so we're 40 hours a week, 8 to 4. They start out at 8:15 in the morning with morning meeting. So that's where they go over everything for the day. The outings they're going to go on, anything that we're going to have within the building, the curriculum and the classes for the day, their student goals, the weather, what's going on out there in the world, a holiday. They can find a holiday for everything. There's this program called Check a Day. And they find the national holiday for everything. And then as the day goes, they go into program. We have hydrotherapy twice a week at Aqua Safe Swim School.
Oh, awesome.
Aqua Safe Swim School is phenomenal to us. We've been with them for 11 years. They give us the facility for an hour, 2 days a week, and we have our own hydrotherapist. We contract Zane Arders. Little shout out for Zane. He's phenomenal. The students love hydrotherapy.
Oh, I'm sure.
If you ever want to come, please come and watch. They get out of their wheelchairs and they can walk in the water. One of our students, his goal is to walk, and he's been in a wheelchair his whole life. When he first started in the water, it was, with Zane. Then it was, holding on to the wall with Zane, our hydrotherapist. And then it was walking the wall himself. And then it was away from the wall. And now once he's in the water, he's on his own.
Amazing.
And that's happened for several of our students. 2 of our students, one is 53, hasn't been in the water since he was, I think, 16. The other one, similar story, 6 to 33 maybe. And they wanted to go to hydrotherapy as lifeguards. So they got lifeguard shirts, and they're behind the plexiglass. So they're watching and being lifeguards from behind the plexiglass. Within a very short time, both of them, one told his mother, other told his sister, they needed swim trunks.
Okay.
And so both said, the one, his sister said, I don't know what he wants them for, but they're in his locker. And before we knew it, over a period of time, both of them were now in the water. So they don't lifeguard anymore. They go and they're in the water doing hydrotherapy and playing and messing around and going underwater and everything. So hydrotherapy is a big one. We have healthy cooking that takes place 3 times a week. So the students' meal plan, they go on Pinterest. Everybody loves Pinterest. Meal plan, they do their grocery lists, and then they do all of their shopping at Fry's Food Store. And so then they cook Tuesday afternoons, Thursday afternoons, and Fridays. We have volunteers that come in. We have Doug and Danny. They teach an adaptive CrossFit class that they created for Cortney's place.
Oh, I know Danny.
And
Is he at the
Danny
Alpha?
and Doug are the favorite.
Is he at Life? He's at Life Power doing the Alpha.
Yes,
Alpha
correct.
training.
Yep.
I used to train with Danny.
Yep, I need to train with Danny.
I should be training with Danny.
So they love Doug and Danny. And then Adam comes in and teaches Pilates. We have Allison from the YMCA. She does personal training. The YMCA, she volunteers for us. Actually, the YMCA compensates her for us to come in and do group exercise class twice a week.
Oh, cool.
So we've got 4 different people that come in and do fitness classes for us. We've got Fran, who heads our healthy cooking, and she oversees our pet therapy program. So we have dogs and we have miniature horses.
Perfect.
Which are so cute. Yeah, we have that. We have, I don't know, it's in program. We have so much sometimes I don't, it kind of all goes
Well, it's a very
together.
busy day. I mean, the times that I've been here, there's always something going on. You have an amazing sensory room.
Yeah, our snooze and sensory therapy room. I believe it's still the only certified room in the state of Arizona. And that room is it's so important to the students that need it. Not everyone loves it. It's kind of like everything we do here. Music therapy. That's the one thing everybody
loves music
Otherwise,
therapy.
everything else is kind of hit or miss. But our snooze and therapy room is pretty phenomenal. Yeah.
Well, and your kitchen's really nice,
Yeah.
and where I'm imagining you're doing the group exercise and the music therapies and the
we have our fitness
room.
center. So we've got wedges, bolsters, physio balls, elliptical, treadmill, recumbent bikes, oversized mats, and then our instructors. And then we also have fitness classes with the staff and the students. And they do chair yoga, just a little bit of everything to make sure everybody's still moving and going.
Sure.
And especially our students that are in wheelchairs.
Right.
That all that's happening.
Right. I think this is kind of silly, but one of the most impressive features of this facility is, first of all, when you walk in, its decor is like being in someone's home.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, Cindy made sure that this place
And
was
that
not
is the whole idea of it.
Yeah, that it's decorated so well and it doesn't smell. It doesn't smell like disinfectant.
Yeah.
It just smells like a normal place, but it's so beautiful. Just like the countertops and the reception area are beautiful, and the bathrooms
Bathrooms are our favorite place at Cortney's place.
are incredible.
Yeah.
They are just done so well, especially when you have so many wheelchair-bound adults. They have to be taken care of in a very, respectful manner if they're not independent at using the restroom. And I think that the way you did, like, some of the changing tables and the curtains and everything was really tastefully done.
We want it to be as nice as our homes are.
Right. And
There's no reason for it to be
nicer than
clinical
most
and
homes.
dry. And it is. Yeah, it is. It is. And it is well decorated and well designed. But the staff take pride in it. And so that helps, because I always say we can have the prettiest building in the world, but if we don't have the right folks working in here who actually care for the students, nothing else is going to matter at that point.
Of course.
And the staff take a lot of pride in this building and everything we have. And they do a great job of keeping it clean, respecting everything, and then we're also proactive in replacing or fixing something. If anything wears down, breaks, you're not going to come in and see it that way, the next day or the next day.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love coming here. It makes me so happy.
Yeah.
But obviously it's run very well, but I'm sure there are challenges.
Absolutely.
What's your biggest one? Maybe 2.
I would say the biggest challenge is staffing. Finding the right people to put in place, and then once you get them and they're here, retaining them.
Sure.
I've been told many times that the tenure in this field is about 6 months, which is just astonishing, because that's crazy. By the time you hire someone and they form a relationship with the families, because the families have to love you.
Right.
Not just the student, the families. If someone's to leave after 6 months, that's a huge loss of an investment. We've got pretty good tenure. About half of our employees are at about a 2-year mark. The other half are all almost new.
Okay.
Maybe going on 6 months. We get lots of applicants, but not necessarily people that are a good fit for the job.
Sure.
We can get great individuals, and then maybe they don't come to work. And then we're inconsistent at that point. And then we're going to do a disservice to the families and the students.
Right.
So who we hire is a job in itself, because we have to be picky.
I assume you're constantly hiring.
We go through spurts where we'll
Really?
be really great, And then we'll have staff resign, and hopefully they're resigning for their career growth, a better opportunity, maybe a family move. But then it gets difficult again, trying to pick up and finding the right people to put in place. We do, 58% of our population is in wheelchairs. So the lifts and the transfers alone on changes, other DTAs, and I've toured all the DTAs around here and on the outskirts as well. It's typical of 1 to 2 changes a day, changing briefs.
Okay.
I don't say diapers, but you could
Right.
say diaper briefs to put it out there for everybody. We do changes 3 times a day, plus hydrotherapy twice a week. So the weight in here accumulated based on all of our ISPs is 2,300 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
So 3 lifts a day, up and down, transfers plus hydrotherapy. It's a very taxing
It's a physical job.
Not only that, but 57% of our students are nonverbal. So we're talking about taking them in a room and taking care of their personal needs. We have to have the right people in place. We do.
You don't let just anyone go behind a closed door.
We don't. We don't let anyone, and it's not even we don't let. And it's for the protection of the students, and it's for the protection of the staff too, because the staff are just as important to us. But no one does any personal care alone. No one does, and we don't do, it's only females with females. Even if a family requests, oh, no, we're good with a male, we're comfortable, it's females with females. And it's 2 people at all times. So even if it's assistants just to use the bathroom, there's 2 staff and they're doing it, and there's a staff kind of in the doorway. We respect privacy, but we also have to be safe in all regards of everything we do with the students, but especially the personal care and when you are behind a closed door or a curtain that's pulled. So yeah, staffing
Good for you
is
guys.
the I would say that is the hardest piece of employment here.
I'm sure.
Because we have to have the right people in place. And if we hire someone and right off the bat it's, I don't think this is going to work. Like you hear a tone of voice, where you see maybe somebody's not patient. It's when we have to say, okay, sorry, this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
However, we figure that out. We can't drag this on, knowing that we've seen something that doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure all the families are very grateful for how diligent you are
I
and making
think
sure you
so.
get the right fit. I mean, that's why this program has been so successful.
Yeah, we're not perfect by any means, and we learn.
Nothing is.
We learn while we grow. But yeah, it's very, very important that the families feel good about everything that we do.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Staffing is one of your biggest challenges. On average, how many students are you able to accommodate, and how many staff do you need to, meet those needs?
We have 33 students right now. We have 3 supervisors in the building, myself included, and then we run about a 1 to 3 to 4 ratio. So 1 staff per every, let's just say 4 students. But then the goal is to have additional staff hired for the 3 changes a day.
Right.
And the hydrotherapy.
That would just keep someone busy all day long with that many students.
Absolutely, and not wear down the staff we have.
Right.
With all of the lifting and the transfers, and worry about, anyone getting hurt. On top of that, the goal is to have van drivers, so that we can have all 3 vans operating. They're on the road at 6:15 in the morning. They're picking everybody up from home, bringing them in to give the parents again a little bit more time.
So
and then taking them home.
Are students mostly getting support through DDD?
Yes.
Authorization for services through DDD?
Yeah, they have DTA hours, where it's, we're officially a DTA, which is day treatment for adults.
Right.
Horrible.
I know, but it's the government.
Yeah.
And they do love their acronyms.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the parents aren't paying privately, but
we do have private pay.
Do you have private pay? If maybe
families.
they don't have services authorized to them?
Yeah, and it's typically if there's, there may be some type of trust, something.
Oh, okay.
Something that occurred at some point in time that they're able to pay for the program themselves.
Okay.
But we give the exact same services. It doesn't matter. It just really doesn't matter if it's private pay or state pay.
Right. But you also do some fundraising too.
We do.
I mean, you are a nonprofit.
A few big events we do a year. This year, the upcoming focus is the gala. It's December 9th at the Monte Lucia. So it's a Saturday night. It's a burgundy ball. We did our first gala last November. We had done, Cindy had 10 successful golf events, and I mean successful, just
And those are not easy to put
phenomenal.
on.
Well, and our golf events are, it starts in the morning and it goes to the evening. It finishes up with a fabulous dinner, an auction, and it's a full day. 10 very, very successful years, and then the leap of faith was taken to do a gala.
Mm-hmm.
And we were beyond successful with it. I think we had 340 guests at our very first gala.
I've attended, I think, a couple fashion shows, and I'm going during the middle of the day and taking time off from work, and I'm amazed at the volume of people that attend these events, and they're so positive. And when Cortney, rocks the walkway or whatever,
the runway,
and
our
she
superstar,
and she's a diva. Like, she dresses in nicer clothes than I do. But it's just they're really fun events, and there was the Cheers to 10 Years event that was super fun.
Yeah, Doug and Scottsdale Beer Company.
Oh my gosh,
and
Doug is amazing.
Yeah.
So people should definitely go to Scottsdale Beer Company, because they do they support a lot of local charities.
They do. And their food is phenomenal.
And their food is really good.
And their beer is pretty good.
And their beer is good too. Yeah, you guys get around. So is it like primarily the gala now, or do you do some other fundraising events?
This year, the main focus is the gala. But I think the next golf event, we're going to do a different one. It's going to be, I think, and I might be wrong, it's going to be a little bit smaller, with a focus on, it's going to be more exciting. I can't say too much because we're working on it. It's a big surprise.
Oh, okay.
But that'll be in the spring. I know Bonet is working on the next steps for our next fashion event. So
cool.
We definitely will be busy. And of course, at the fashion event, the students will be on the runway with the models.
I love that.
Yeah,
it's such a fun event. They have a blast.
Yeah. Grant gets up there, and that's just it. And he's backstage with the models. And the models love him, and then we're all in trouble.
What a great experience for the students.
Yeah, fun.
Oh, that's so awesome. So if someone wanted to help out Cortney's Place and learn more about it, I mean, obviously there's courtneysplace.org with Cortney is Cortney. There's no U. But, obviously donations help. I don't know if you ever look for donations of items as opposed to money, or if it's just money is always the best.
We do, we do a Helping Hands project in here, which is completely separate, but the students, they will choose another nonprofit and help them throughout the month. So they're doing a water drive now. But for Courtney's Place, the website is good. Coming in to see us is even better.
I think people really need to come in here and tour.
Call me for a tour. It'll make your day if you come in. I mean, it changes everything actually coming in here.
Well, when I was on a real estate team a couple years ago, and I was working on the Cheers to 10 Years event, and I was amazed that we were able to get almost every single person from my fairly large real estate team to come here and take a tour.
That was a fun tour.
And they were blown away by it, because they always commit to supporting a charity every quarter. And they went to the Cheers to 10 Years event, and they had a blast. And it was just such a fun day. Like, I was humbled that they would take time out of their
Absolutely.
day.
We are humbled every time someone comes here. Every time someone chooses us to donate.
Yeah.
I'm humbled because how many charities, one day I'm going to research and I'm going to get a real number. How many nonprofits are there out there to choose from? And everyone has something in their life. And breast cancer, domestic violence, homelessness. And people keep choosing Courtney's Place. And it's not because of me. It's because of our students.
Well, you can see how the money is being used very wisely. And so, and the programming is absolutely incredible. And this is just my favorite place. And it's nice that, I don't know what else future will be like, but I always have Courtney's Place in the back of my mind when she, outgrows the school. And it's just nice to know that you're also looking to the future. I mean, taking it to the next level where it's more than just a day program.
Yeah. We want to get land donated, build a day program, build group homes, build a work program, have it all in one area, and provide the best programming at every level possible. To have group homes for our families are aging. Just like Courtney's Place, but the same level of staff and supervision and care and love. That then goes in 24 hours a day.
Well, because it's not even providing a parent with the opportunity for their adult child to go live somewhere else, that you have children thinking they're going to move on and move out.
Yeah.
But I always have the fear of like, what happens if I'm not around? Like,
Yeah.
I need to know that there's somewhere safe
Yeah.
when we're not here to
Yeah.
protect and make sure they're, in good hands. So I'm totally supportive of that endeavor, if not even just for my own personal
It's a
reasons.
big fear, and we've seen the hardship in here. We've seen one of our very own families. Something happened at home, and mom wasn't able to get the help she needed, and her son sat there by her for a very long time until a neighbor came over, and
Oh, no.
and then we found out, and we were very, very lucky, knock on wood, to make the connection. A sibling called and said, I need to find a group home for him. And me, I'm like, what do you mean a group
Right,
home?
what's
Like, what does
going
that mean?
on?
Like, how
Right.
does this work? We have a family in here that has an ADH home, adult developmental home.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say the best description is it's close to foster care.
Okay.
You find a family you like and you trust and you love to put your son or daughter with, as opposed to a group home that's staffed round the clock with whomever. And I reached out to this family we have here and said, any chance you're taking anybody new? And she's like, actually, I can take one more. We just hit the probationary period. And so we were able to make that connection. And he now lives with the family in the ADH home full time and can still go home to mom on the weekends, because there's no funding loss if he's in an ADH home and he can go home to mom, because money always plays into everything,
Of course.
right? And mom, she just spoke at our last parent meeting how she couldn't be happier that that's where he's living when it got to the point that she couldn't care for him full time, which the whole thing is just sad. You want the world to be perfect, and she's given her entire life. And we see that a lot with our families in here. Most everybody lives at home still.
Sure.
And there is the worry of what's next, and we have a lot of families that don't want to even broach the situation, and I get it. Because what does that mean once you go there? Once you try to figure it out, and how hard is it then? So, maybe I'll win the lottery on Wednesday night, and that can fix all of this.
That's my dream job. Is I want to win the lottery and I want to give it all away.
Right? That's we can be partners.
Wouldn't that be
That's what I
fun?
want to do. Yeah.
Who can we give money
Yeah.
to today? That
Yeah.
would be just the best job in the whole wide world.
Yeah. So if we can move towards group homes, whatever that looks like, and start to take steps forward and helping people that way, that would be phenomenal.
Well, I'm
Phenomenal.
happy
We
to
need
help
land.
out
We need
however I
land.
can. I don't have land.
We need land.
I don't have a trust. I'm not a trust fund baby, but you never know. I mean,
Yep.
there are donors who will gift as part of their estate, and maybe they've been affected by the story and the programming, and
Yeah.
maybe it'll happen.
Yeah, that is what we need is land.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we need lots of things, but
Well, you
land
seem
would
to be
be
doing
great.
pretty well.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't know if you had any other special stories you wanted to share before we wrap up.
I mean, we have success stories with all of our students, and they're great stories. If I try to think that, I'm like, which one?
There's too many. You can't narrow it down.
we have one of our students. He was home with his parents for 3 years, I think. And when he started in here, we didn't realize at that time the level of care he was going to need. And then he didn't stop. And by not stopping, I meant he walked all day, 8 hours a day. So if he needed to eat, staff were right behind him trying to get him, okay, slow down, let's eat. I think we're about 5 years later now. And he does his iPad activities. He'll sit down to read. He still goes a lot. Lunch is completely at a table. And he goes home now and he's exhausted. And his parents are like, yes, this is
Yes.
great. But his mom had just posted a bunch of pictures of the vacation they were on and something else. Oh, she shared one of our posts at the baseball game. And I just said, I commented under her and just said, how great it is to see how much he's grown. And she said on there, all he needed was for somebody to give him a chance.
Oh,
And that's, it's true for everyone in life, right?
right.
But it's really true right here. Everyone in this building, they're just like us, but a little different. And I can tell you, they all love a lot harder than we do. They're all smarter than we are. There's so much here. And, I wish we had Cortney's place everywhere.
I do too.
Like when I took the job, I thought that this is what it was out there in the world.
Nope.
And I learned it's not at all.
This is
by any
very
means.
unique.
We are with what Jim and Cindy Carpenter did, along with a huge, not just pushed from Benet Hilton Spiegel, but she was right by their side doing
Yeah.
everything. And a lot of other of their friends and family, because that's how Cortney's Place came together.
Of course.
Um,
It takes
what
a mother
they
to
did-
start something like this.
Oh, a mother was
see it
she's a
through.
force to be reckoned with. What they did, we have 33 students right now. There are 32 other families here that are reaping the benefits in so many ways, because Jim and Cindy and Monet and their friends and family wanted what's best for Cortney. And so it's bled out now.
And now everybody's lucky.
Yeah. So it'd be great to just keep taking it to all the next levels and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well, before we wrap up, if maybe you could share just a real quick tidbit about a junior program that you have going
Junior
on.
Leaders
Your
Council.
junior leaders.
Yes, and I know you're going to speak with Holly soon.
I hope so. If she
Holly
goes to
Wills.
college at Berkeley before I get to talk to her,
I
I'm
know,
going to be ultra
she's,
disappointed.
She's now an honorary JLC member, because she just graduated high school, and as you said, she's going to Berkeley. But
Smart cookie.
yeah, Holly was one of the founding members as well. So
What are the junior leaders?
2 school years ago, Holly Wills, who was a board member and is a wonderful friend to Cortney's Place, and I adore her, and you adore her. And
Kathy,
I-
her mother.
oh my God, why did I say that? Can you fix that?
I'm not going to fix it. It's funny. Hey, Kathy,
I
are you
love
listening?
Kathy. I love Kathy, but
I do
she was a
too.
board member, great friend to Cortney's Place, made so many connections for us, introductions. That's how we met Doug Ledger. I mean, that's how
Oh,
that
okay.
all came together. So for years, we had wanted to do what we thought was Cortney's Club. And Kathy did the push along with Lynn Terrell, one of our other board members, and started the JLC, the Junior Leaders Council. And so Lynn Terrell, one of the board members, works with myself and this great group of young adults. We came together, and the first meeting was a little awkward. It was like 2 from each school, Desert Mountain, Chaparral, and Notre Dame Prep. And we started in about May. By December of that year, they did a Disney-themed Frozen formal, which was phenomenal.
Those pictures were awesome.
We had the princesses here, we had a DJ, we had a photographer, we had all themed food. Kathy's a queen of themed food too, Kathy and Holly. We had everything here, and it was a hit for the students. I mean, they made tutus for all the girls, and they had tiaras that they wore, and all the guys had shirts with ties, and they did makeup and hair, and it was such a big hit. And then they rounded it off with a Mother's Day tea for the moms in
Aw.
May, which was a huge hit again. Well, then we came
How
back after
sweet.
summer for the new group. Brett had graduated at that point, and we had a whole new group in, and they pulled it off again with the Beauty and the Beast formal.
Those pictures were
Mhm.
unbelievable.
Yep. And same again, all themed food, photographer, DJ. They crowned a king and queen. Holly was Belle, both as when she was the normal Belle, and then she was Princess Belle. And Brett had dressed up as Prince Eric. He was
Okay.
the Beast, and then he was Prince Eric. And the students loved it. And they give up their full Saturdays to do it. All the friends come in to help, and we have a full house. Then they topped it off just this past May with a Mamma Mia Mother's Day event. And so 3 of our JLC members are in a Mamma Mia or ABBA tribute band
Okay.
called Papa Pia. Holly's
Oh.
in it, Papa Pia.
Oh, cool.
They brought all their equipment in and performed during the Mother's Day event. Yeah, so they work really hard throughout the year. They do fundraising, they do donations on their own, and they work on these events, getting things not just purchased, put together, set,
Yeah.
everything to go, but they get donations as well for food, for items that we need, and they love it.
Well, their parents have done a
They
nice
love
job raising these fine young
Absolutely, yeah.
junior
we
members.
love them. We usually meet on Sunday afternoons, and I live quite far away. And I love driving in here on Sundays for those
Awesome.
meetings because what we get out of it is just phenomenal.
Well, I hope we'll get a chance to wrangle her before she goes off to school and
Yeah.
to hear, how she feels about her participation in it. And I hope it's wonderful memories that she gets to take off with her to college. But
we expect her back next December for the next formal.
Well, I can't thank you enough for the time to come down here today. I love coming here, and I love seeing you and your beautiful smiling face. And I hope that we can spread the word about what a great organization this is, and maybe someone needs it and they didn't know about it yet.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jen. I'm glad
Oh.
you came in today and that you chose us.
Oh, I
I'm
love
honored.
Cortney's Place.
I'm honored that you chose us.
I'm a fan for life.
Yeah.
All right, friends, I'm going to wrap it up now. Thanks so much for listening. Whoop, whoop to you all out there. CourtneysPlace.org. Know you. Bye.